Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nancy, and it's been a hot minute basically. Every time I start a video on my channel now, it's hey, it's been a while. But I did want to kind of do like an update video, kind of like a rambly chatty video, because I love doing these types of videos, and there really isn't any like content that I really want to do anyways, because I've been very like low-key off social media. I find that it's better for me in general, like low-key, just not worrying about what other people think, right? Like obviously I'm still consuming social media, but like me posting, I don't feel like it. Like it feels like I don't want to be perceived. Anyways, I think I'm gonna be titling this video something about like downsizing, selling my home, something like that. I have no idea. Anyways, I want to update about my living situation. I know I mentioned it in my like getting rid of or like decluttering or downsizing my K-pop collection. I said I was gonna downsize my like place of residence as well. So I did sell my house, so I'm really actually so relieved about it. As you know or may not know, I bought a house at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, and that was during like COVID, so the interest rates were really low, and the the cost of the place I was living was quite affordable. I mean, considering I'm a one person by myself and I was able to afford it, that shows you it was a pretty decent price at the time. My 5 years was coming up, and then I was like, I should just live there until my 5 years is up for my mortgage. But I was like, I became very discontent in the living space, not the living space, living area, no, living location. Essentially, my work is more central in the city, and I was finding it very frustrating and annoying, and I just don't like driving. But yeah, like driving and commuting more than a certain amount of time, and I was like, yeah, no, I wanted to live closer in the city. So now I've sold my place and I've downsized to an apartment, and I actually feel so happy about this decision, albeit I've only been here for like a month, but I feel like this is the right decision for myself. Obviously there's always a conversation with a lot of people about if you should buy or rent. I think that is very, very city dependent, and like country dependent too. Like I live in Canada, I live in Edmonton specifically, which is in Alberta, which is a fairly, I guess, good cost of living compared to the bigger cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. I'm in the same province as Calgary, so Calgary's cost of living is about the same, just slightly higher. I mean, their houses are a little bit more expensive because there was a mass migration over to Calgary compared to Edmonton. Because of the cost of living, people didn't want to, buy houses in Vancouver or buy houses in Ontario anymore because, it was crazy in price. And yeah, a lot of people do want to own property, and that's their own prerogative. For me, hold up, Hannah's cat food just released. But yeah, that's their own thing. For me though, I was like, got the experience of owning a place, and it is a lot of work. Even though I didn't have like a single family home, I bought a townhouse, so definitely less maintenance, especially for the outside. But owning a home, there's a lot of stressors. Like there's so many like hidden costs into owning a home, and I am very relieved that I don't have to worry about it anymore. I just have to pay rent, and that's it. Like downsizing from like I don't want to say exact dimensions because I don't remember the exact footprint, but basically I am like cutting 1,000 square foot away from my living space essentially. So I went from a 3-bedroom home to now a 1-bedroom apartment, and yeah, it's a lot of change in the sense that like everything is in now very close quarters. Everything is definitely more squished. I was very, very privileged and having so much space, but with a lot of space comes a lot of clutter and the need or the want, more so the want to fill the space with stuff. So, hold up, drink break. This just came to Edmonton not that long ago, by the way. Molly tea. I know they had this in Ontario or Toronto. But yeah, I'm so happy this is here. I love jasmine tea. I love tea. I think this originated from Shenzhen, like in China. So anyways, besides the point. But yeah, so what happened was I moved in and my family was helping me and my friend was helping me move in, and it's just like a lot of stuff, like just so much stuff. And I did not realize how much stuff I actually had, because I thought, you know, I'm one person, like, and I didn't actually spend that much money on stuff. In my mind, there's just boxes and boxes and stuff, so much stuff. And I'm like, dang, I'm one person. I literally have this many objects, and like, I don't even use or touch like 80% of it, which is disgusting. But yeah, I felt like living in a home, I want to fill it up, because it's like, oh, this bedroom is my guest bedroom, so I should buy a bed, a side table, a table, some lights, some things to fill it in. And then my bedroom, I was like, oh, I have so much space, like I could buy another piece of furniture, or my closet's this big, I can fill it up. So anyways, I definitely am more restrictive now in terms of spending. Like, I was already on a low buy, no buy for this year, right? But now it has really put me off even more. Even though it's tempting, obviously when you spend time on social media, I talk about this all the time, but like spending time on social media, just trying to constantly keep up with the Joneses or follow with the latest trends, or feeling like, oh my God, that really speaks to my soul, I need to buy it and I need to own it to kind of like form my own identity, because I want to feel unique, you know. I'm a freaking like Enneagram type 4 wing 5. If you know, you know. But yeah, the wanting to feel like, you know, special and unique and things like that. You think you can buy your identity, but truly you cannot. So anyways, like, this move has really put things into more, yes, Hannah, of a perspective for me of like my overconsumption. Yes, it is it's accumulated over like, you know, the stuff has been accumulated for over like 4 years, definitely. But it was a lot of like frivolous spending where I was not like really determining like, is this a good quality product? Because, you know, a lot of the stuff I bought, you know, sometimes you're like, oh my God, it's so cheap, I might as well just get it. But I never considered or pondered like, you know, the uses with a cheap product or a not good quality product, or I didn't do my research enough. A lot of impulsive spending over the years, and especially you know, a person or a personality where you just constantly want to do new things, or you get bored easily and you're just like, oh, I might as well just start this new hobby, so I'm gonna buy this just to fulfill that new like need to feel like you're doing something with your life. I'm not gonna lie when I say I do still have a lot of space, but I don't want to just fill the whole space. Like, I do like the aesthetic, or like not the aesthetic, but like the idea of like, you know, having a little bit more space and not everything feel cluttered, because I'm looking around right now, you can't see it, it's off camera, but it feels like I still have so much junk. Like, I classify junk as like things that I'm not reaching and not really using. They kind of just sit there with no purpose, and not everything needs to have a purpose. Things can be there for aesthetic as well. But yeah, I am very much put off with the idea of like doing hauls and shopping sprees. As much as like cute things and pretty things catch my eye, like, I buy it and then I feel happy for a second, and then I'm like, oh, what now? You know? Definitely with the move, I feel like it has, you know, helped me in a way, because I feel like it's a refresh and a start again. Sometimes when you're in a place or long enough, you kind of feel like stagnant. It's not like it's a bad thing to feel that way, but I feel like I needed a new restart and a reset with my life, because I feel like I was kind of stuck in my habits, as in, like, you know, I wouldn't really cook for myself as much. I was getting really lazy. I was eating poorly. I wasn't really focusing on my physical health. And just because you moved into a new environment doesn't mean you will improve your physical health, mental health, or whatever, but it is a little bit of a pushing, a motivating factor. I just wanted to, you know, come on here and give an update. I'm very happy I sold my house. I said that earlier, but yeah, I think a lot of the times, like, to feel grown up, you feel like you need to, like, hit certain milestones, and just because I bought a house doesn't make me feel any more grown up, right? And now that I sold it, I actually feel more of a relief, because when you buy a home, you feel locked in, like, that money. Again, this is a totally separate topic. It's not even part of this conversation, I think, but I think it's an important part still. So, like, when you buy a property or a house, like, a lot of your down payment is locked into somewhere. Obviously, you know, if you love that property and you see yourself living there forever and ever, awesome. But honestly, I did not see myself living at that townhouse forever and ever. So I shouldn't have bought it. But I will say I made a good profit off of it because of, you know, the market and things like that. But anyways, as I was saying, like, when you buy property, I keep jumping back and forth, I'm so sorry. But when you buy property, you are locked in, as in, like, that certain amount of money that you put as a down payment, you don't have that to either invest or put into, you know, some other ventures or whatever have you. But yeah, I feel like now that my money is taken out of, you know, that property, I'm able to take that money to do, you know, things I actually want to do, like, you know, save properly or invest properly. Like, technically though, yes, it was an investment at the time, right? Like, it's a very different landscape right now, because it was 2020, 2021. Things were cheaper in terms of property, like the interest rates were much cheaper. So at the time, yes, to me, it was okay investment, right? But nowadays, I'm just like, I don't know if it's a good investment, because you have to think about, like, are you going to be living there? Or are you just going to be renting out to people? And I'm like, I don't want to be a landlord. So actually, that was one of the topics, like, or people brought up to me. They're like, why don't you just rent out the place? I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to deal with that. I also don't feel like it's always that, like, not ethical, but like, it doesn't sit well in my conscience, you know? Also, if it was my property and I was renting out to someone, I would feel like, you know, because that property is my baby, like, the house is my baby. So, like, if I were to rent it out to someone and then they destroy it, or, like, you know what I mean? There's always that risk, always, obviously. But, like, I would feel some type of way about it. I did have good memories with that property and, like, the house, and I feel like, you know, happy that and thankful for it, but I've moved on. Like, there's a lot of things actually that I didn't like about it, right? Like, for example, like, it was heavily carpeted in the upper area, which this girl right here loves to scratch out. Like, she loves carpet to, like, get her claws in. So it was very stressful. Not very stressful. I lied. I'm just exaggerating. It wasn't that stressful, but it was a little bit stressful to always think about, you know, how she is ripping up the carpets. Like, she wasn't destroying it completely, but, like, her little claws would get little fibers out here and there. And if I were to live there even longer, the carpet would need replacing. Ultimately, I didn't think it was going to be, like, a long-term kind of living thing, because, you know, I didn't want to live in a townhouse forever, doing a lot of stairs all the time. It's exhausting. And imagine in the future, if I do want kids, like, I don't want to be running up and down the stairs all the time. So yeah. Anyways, I feel like this video was all over the place. I don't know if I got everything out that I wanted to talk about. So in conclusion, I would say I am happier living and renting an apartment. Again, this is just a stage in my life. I don't have kids, I'm not married, whatever. And I don't have to, like, stress out about, oh my god, the property tax, oh my god, this thing needs fixing, because someone else can just come and fix it. It's not my issue anymore. And then also I don't have to worry about like the year to year, like what if my plans change, right? Like with the house you are locked in, that is yours. So yeah, I am relieved, like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. If you are unsure, just rent. But again, I'm not your financial advisor, I'm not your life coach or whatever, or what have you. But yeah, this is just my ramble and my 2 cents. And I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of this tea now. It's really, really good. So anyways, I hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!